Hello, friends, and welcome. Let's start today's class and satsang off with a prayer together. Heavenly Father, Divine Mother, friend, beloved God, Guru Preceptors, Jesus Christ, Babaji Krishna, Lahiri Mahashaya, Swami Sri Yukteswarji, beloved Gurudev Paramahansa Yogananda Ji, saints of all religions, we bow at thy feet. We ask for thy presence in our satsang today. We are here to commune with thee, to love thee, to offer ourselves to thee. Bless us, receive us. Om Shanti, Shanti. Welcome again. Today's topic is why Ananda is successful. And we'd like to start with the song and then an excerpt from a talk by Swami Kriyanandaji on this topic. Welcome, friends.
Many hands make a miracle. Let's all join hands together. Life on earth is so wonderful. When people laugh and dance and struggle as friends, then all their dreams achieve their ends. Many hands make a miracle. People climbing together. Soon we reach to the pinnacle of every mountain peak we hazard as one. We'll lift our hands to welcome the sun. Many hands make a miracle. Let's all join hands together. Life on earth is so wonderful. When people laugh and dance and struggle as friends, then all their dreams achieve their ends. Many hands make a miracle. People climbing together. Soon we reach to the pinnacle of every mountain peak we hazard as one. We lift our hands to welcome the sun. We lift our hands to welcome the sun.
You know, I have had the opportunity, and it's been a gift to me of God, to be able to start communities. And I have started about 7 communities, 6 in America, 1 in Italy. I'd like to start communities here in India. But what I've seen in these communities is that there is harmony. 1,000 people all together in these different communities, and they're always in harmony. I don't say always, that's exaggerating, but you know, for example, our meetings. When I pick up the newspapers here in New Delhi, and I read about half the parliament storming out in protest against the other half, and the next day the other half storms out in protest against the first half, and there's always fighting and sometimes even coming to blows. And I think, my goodness, here we have a group of people living together at close quarters, and yet there's always harmony. I cannot remember in the 35 years of our existence, I cannot remember a time when a meeting didn't end in harmony. That didn't mean that I was there imposing my will on anybody, no. I give people a right to express their will. But we respect each other, that's the secret of it. We allow people to be what they are. If we don't agree, okay, let it be. Let's agree to differ. But we have seen, and from experience, I'm not just giving you some beautiful, airy theory, but from experience we have seen this, that people think, first of all, if they think, first I want to do God's will, and why do they come to a spiritual community if not for God's will? So immediately they're not thinking, what do I want, but what does God want? The second thought is, what's good for everybody, not just what's good for me. And when they can live think that way, then they discover that everything is harmonious. I can give a little bit here, they can give a little bit there. How many times, because I'm the founder and I've retired now, but I'm the leader still in a sense. That is to say, people give me that kind of respect. I don't claim it. But the nice thing about having retired is I don't have to worry about all the little details. Nonetheless, what I've seen is that many times I'll come up with some big idea that I think will be just great, but other people will have another idea. And if I can accommodate that idea, I give up mine. Because I feel that the only way to build a community is to build leaders. And the only way to build leaders is not impose my will on them, but let them come up with their ideas. And certainly it happens sometimes. After all, I have more experience and some intuition. And sometimes I will see, well, that won't work. But if I say it won't work, that gets discouraging. So usually, if I know it won't create too much of a disaster, I'll say, well, okay, let's try it. Many times I find that their ideas are good, better than mine. Fine, wonderful. I'm not interested in being right. I'm just interested in the best thing happening. And so again, another reason for our harmony is that nobody wants this and wants to impose his will on other people. We just want to do what's right.
Welcome again. I'd like to start with a brief reading from this book of letters from Swamiji in Divine Friendship. What we have at Ananda now is a real village with lovely homes, flourishing businesses, schools that have an excellent reputation, and an experiment in living that people in many countries admire. We have several branch communities also, including one near Assisi, Italy. Far more important, we have many hundreds of devotees who are living joyously for God and Master, who meditate several hours daily and are dedicated to making Master's message of self-realization known everywhere. Most of our real difficulties at the beginning seem to be related to people. True, there were money worries as well. At first, I had to go out and earn most of what we needed myself. True also, there were times when it looked as if financial disaster not only stared us in the face, but was preparing to swallow us. But Master always wrought the necessary miracles. In one case, saving our most important, in fact, essential property with only 24 hours to spare. I've always believed that one essential reason we won out was that we always held to the Indian motto, where there is Dharma, there is victory. Another reason we won is that we held to Master's dictum, be practical in your idealism. And a third reason was our own basic guideline. People are more important than things. It's a very important topic, and I'm happy to share it with you. When I came to Ananda, I came for myself. I came thinking that I just wanted to find God and I'd just be meditating all day, and that was it. That's all it took. And when I came, I felt such a power here at Ananda Village. I felt the power in the land. I felt the power in Swami Kriyanandaji. I felt the power in the devotees, the Guru Bhais who were here. I felt the power in the teachings. There was real power and is, because this is Master's mission. It's not our own. This is what I want. This is what I want to do. Master, Swamiji told us often in India, maybe some of you remember, he said to us on the staff, it's not my work, it's not your work. This is Babaji's work and Master's work. And we have to do what they want. And Master sowed in the ether his vibrations of world brotherhood colonies, of communities. You can add to that centers, meditation groups, and so forth and so on. But he said youths must go north, south, east, and west and flood the whole world with these world brotherhood colonies. And so Master's vibration, his blessing, his grace, his power, his protection That's what Ananda is about. And Swami Kriyanandaji was able to feel what Master wanted to do. He was open, he was receptive to it. When Master spoke on that garden party that you all have heard about, there were 800 people there. And how many people heard what Master said? One person, and that was Swamiji. So it wasn't even Swamiji's mission or his ideal or his idea. It was Master's. It was sown in the ether. And that power of God was behind it. And so how has Ananda been successful? One way is Master and our Guru's power is behind it. We do what we can. We serve in the best way we're able, but Master's power through all of us, through all of you, and all the ways that you're serving. As Guruji said, your effort is 25%, his is 25% to help you, and 50% is grace. So we could say that we've cooperated with God's grace. We've cooperated with our gurus. We've cooperated with Master to bring about these communities and as well as centers and meditation groups and so forth. That's the first principle. The second is us. We're loyal and we're committed to Master's teachings, to our guru, to his techniques. We're focused. We're not going all over the map, trying this one day and doing this one day. And I remember I met several people at different times who said, oh, I'm doing something just like energization, just like Hong Sa. I said, well, why don't you do energization, Hong Sa? No, it's just like it. But we're committed. And that commitment draws a magnetism. That commitment draws energy. That commitment draws Guru's grace. And we practice, as I read, these techniques every day. I mean, how many people do you know that do anything every day besides go to bed and sleep and eat and bathe? We practice meditation, energization. Some practice Ananda yoga every day. I try to do a few postures every day. We do Mahamudra. We do a seva. We practice every day. This is commitment. This is loyalty to what the Guru gave, his teachings and his techniques. And someone came to Ananda once and said to Swamiji, you have some very fine people here. And Swamiji told him, he said, if you had said that about one person, maybe that I would have said, okay, that's nice. But if you're saying about many people, it's what they're doing. It's what we're doing that brings light, that brings an aura, that brings joy, that brings peace. It's what we're doing. And it's those practices that we're loyal to and committed to of our gurus. This third point, where Ananda is successful, is there is a high bar, meaning we don't say, well, do whatever you want. Oh, he doesn't want to meditate. Okay, don't meditate. Oh, he doesn't want to serve. Don't serve. It's okay. No, our guru set the bar. We didn't set the bar. Master set the bar. And he said how much to meditate, what practices to do, how much to serve, how to be in satsang, all these things Master set. So there's a high bar that's set there. Now, that's the goal, at least. That's the direction. If you're not up there, at least we know where we're aiming for. And we don't keep pulling the bar down and say, no, just do a half hour, do 10 minutes is okay. Meditate 10 minutes. Well, if you're ill or you just can't do it, it's okay. But the point is, we want to strive, we want to challenge ourselves, we want to change our attitudes, we want to change our energy, we want to change our magnetism, we want to change our whole life. And Master set the bar for us. This is where you want to be in your attitudes. This is where you want to be in your energy. This is where you want to be in your health. This is where you want to be in your sharing and caring and seva and selflessness. This is where you want to be. And I remember when I came to Ananda, first I went into an apprentice program, a karma yoga program. My teacher was a very great soul. He's still with us. His name was Prakash. And he was a monk, is a monk, or I don't know. But anyway, he was a monk. very thin, yellow clothing, top knot. This was in 1978, 1979, and severe. I mean, he had a good heart. I saw him the other day. I said, Prakash, you were my first teacher. It was intense. It was intense. He would ring that gong early in the morning. Nobody wanted to get up. It was 4 or 4:30 or something, freezing cold outside. We slept outside. It seemed like we ate outside. Everything was outside. And now you've got to get to the sadhana. You've got to get into the sadhana. I didn't want to go to the sadhana. Good energizing. Good. Did I need it? Absolutely, I needed it. The bar was way down for me. When he pulled that bar up, I had to at least drive to, okay, I'll get up. Okay, I'll energize. Okay, I'll do the practices. But if you never know where the bar is, you just do whatever you want. I just do whatever I want. I remember there was a time in Gurgaon where there was a group of us and we were having a class, and some of you might be watching tonight. And they said, oh, Dhyanaji, we feel so inspired. We just want to just find God in this life. And it's God alone. And I was saying, yes, God alone, God alone. They said, we want to get up early on Saturday mornings and meditate like long hours, like 3 hours, and it's God alone. I said, okay, well, so we called ourselves a God alone club. And so then the first day came, and there we were. And, I came downstairs and I looked around. I didn't see anybody there. So I started energizing then. Nobody was there. I brought the harmonium. And then nobody came. And I saw them later. I said, what happened to you? Oh, yeah, I really wanted to come. It was so early. It was cold. And I said, listen, this is not the God alone club. It's I'm alone. And that's what it is. People just don't want to put out the energy. But unless you have somebody guiding you, inspiring you, supporting you, encouraging you, saying, hey, this is where you want to go, then you just stay mediocre. We're spiritual warriors. You want to be mediocre? Be mediocre. But Ananda is not mediocre. So if you want to, jump in and start swimming with the warriors and go for it. The next point is Swamiji was an exceptional leader. I don't know anybody like him. I mean, he was focused. He had a will. He was courageous. He was clear. He was organized. He knew what he was doing. Why? Because he was attuned to his guru. He was attuned to Master. Master was working through him. And I realized not long ago that it wasn't so much what Swamiji did, which he did more than anybody I know. It was who he became through his life, who he became through what the energy he put out, who he became through the books, through the music, who he became. He became a completely clear channel for the guru. And what better leader would you want? So it was like Master was leading us through Swamiji, and he would lead us the way Master led them when he was living with Master. So we had a great, great leader. And besides that, Swamiji trained many great, great souls. And we're continuing to train people so they can take responsibility, step up to the plate, come up with the creative ideas, be inspired, be energetic, be magnetic. Move forward with the work of Ananda. And so Swamiji was a great leader, and Ananda has many wonderful souls who are willing to take responsibility. You should be one of them if you're not. Well, that's another wonderful part of Ananda is leadership. The next is inclusion, that Swamiji included, and we included anybody who was wanting to serve. You don't have to wait 40 years before you can put something on the altar and decorate it. It was like, here, come on, let's all do it together. We have many seva days, times when we could serve together, we can do things together. And even if you couldn't do it that well, he would say, you come on and join us. And serving together is a secret of Ananda. That song, Many Hands Make a Miracle. You heard it now. Well, Swamiji wrote that song so we can all sing it together. and join hands together. We're all doing this together. It wasn't like, no, I have 2 or 3 key people and the rest of you go out and swim on your own. He had people doing everything. Even if you couldn't sing, he had you singing in the choir. I've been in many choirs where it didn't sound that good, but anyway, everybody was singing. Swamiji said, we said, well, how did it sound, Swamiji? He says, well, you sounded like angels. No, you looked like angels, not the sound. You looked like angels. But he didn't care that much. It was like, just let everybody be a part. And that's a big secret and key of the success of Ananda. 2 more. One is expansiveness. Swamiji was super expansive. He said from the very beginning, when people were living in teepees and trailers and a tree house and a chicken coop fixed up, he said, now our work is going to go global. And people would look around and they think, impossible. And he'd say, no, first we'll be in America. Then soon we're going to go into Europe. We're going to have centers all throughout Europe. Then we're going to go to Australia. We'll have a big work there. Then we're going to go. He always put India last. Then we're going to go into India. And people would just, they'd just shake their heads. Like Master, when he said to Dr. Lewis, when he first got to America, he was in the YMCA. He said, doctor, it's going to be big. It's going to be big. And Dr. Lewis looked around and he just thought, how is it possible? Swamiji was like that. He wasn't afraid. He said, no, this is what we're going to do. And he would have you doing things. You go out and start a school. You go out and teach. You tour around. You set up a bookstore. I want you to do this. He was telling you. So we could all do it together and could build a great work, expansiveness, and finally, love and joy. These are important qualities for all of us to use in our daily life. It's not the past, it's what happened and what we should be doing. But everybody felt Swamiji was their best friend. I certainly felt it. I mean, the times he stood up for me and supported me and helped me, and he would call you on your birthday and get you presents and support you when you were down and help you when you needed the help and even give you money if you needed money or whatever it was. Just completely giving Divine Mother's love. And sometimes the love was difficult to take. Sometimes it wasn't easy. You know, you needed discipline. He'd give you that if you needed it, whatever you needed. But I remember one time we were in Europe, and Swamiji we were actually in Switzerland. We had crossed the border over to Lugano, and it was Christmas time, and he had this big basket he was pushing around the store. He was putting presents in there, different things he was buying for people. Do you think this person would like this gift? Do you think that? And I said, Swamiji, we were all living there. I said, you don't have to buy us any presents. It's okay. He says, you poor people, you need presents. And it was just his way to, just like a father, and full of joy in the worst circumstances you could think of. No money, nobody there. This was in Italy, and hardly any food, nobody coming. There was still joy. Even sometimes we had to really look and find it, but he inspired, as Master always inspired, to be positive, to be joyful, to be affirmative, to say, yes, yes, I can, yes, I will. And as you do that in all these different areas, this is how Ananda works. It's our teachings. Someone told me a while back, I was saying, you've got to have more faith. You've got to really develop that. Master's going to help us. I know he's going to help us. And the person, they were, no, I don't know, Dhyanaji. And I said, listen, I've seen it for 40 plus years. I know it. And then one thing after another kept happening. The miracles kept happening, and they keep happening if you live by this. And then he said, well, Dhyana, finally says, no, I'm a believer. I said, well, that's good. And he says, I learned it from you. I said, no, you didn't learn it from me. I got it from Swamiji. Swamiji got it from Master. I said, actually, these are our teachings. He finally said, well, I guess you're right. So these are our teachings. It's nothing new. This is how we live. This is our Master gave the blueprint for our living, how to live, how to find God, how to be in joy, how to love, how to be selfless, how to be kind, how to go deep, and how finally to become one with God and with the bliss of your own soul. And that's why we're here, isn't it? Let's not forget, the success of Ananda is our success. It's not an outward success. I mean, the buildings and the cows and the goats and whatever is there. I mean, that's going to be there when we're dead and gone. Ananda, the true success is Ananda inside of our own selves. And if you don't live in a community, don't worry about it. Get online, go to a center, go to a meditation group, do whatever you can, pray for people, do healing prayers. But know that Ananda, the true community, it's in yourself. That's where we're headed, inside. God bless you all. And I'll ask Nitendra to join now on screen. We have a few questions this evening as well.
Thank you, Dhyanaji. The first question we have is, how can I be a greater part of Ananda if I cannot live in a community?
Yeah, I think I was answering that, no? But, you have to have it in your heart. When I came to Ananda, I was a desperate person. I just couldn't go back to the life I had. I was 21 years old. I was bored stiff with the kind of job I had. I didn't have, high consciousness friends. I didn't have any direction or guidance, and I was desperate. You have to want it in your heart. You can be living there and you're not doing anything. And there are people. You could be coming to the center every week and nothing's happening, isn't it? First of all, you have to have it in your heart. I want God. He's given me my guru. He's given me Swamiji. He's given me this community, this work, these teachings. He's given it to me. It's in my hands. I want this. And when you want that, all opportunities open up. And don't make excuses. I don't live in a community, so I can't follow the teachings. Well, come on. I don't have a center, so I can't follow teachings. I mean, we're online every day, isn't it? We're online every day. There's programs, there's home study, there's books, there's music, there's YouTube videos, there's Swamiji's talks. I mean, come on, really. If you want it, it's there. But it's easier if you can have satsang with others. So have satsang, be with a group meditation group or center, or be with Jesus Christ said, if two or more are gathered, there am I. So just get with your husband or your wife, anybody, but feel this is my life. My guru has given it to me. And I'm not going to let this lifetime go without experiencing what he talked about. If you want it, he'll give it to you. I didn't know anything about Ananda. I was in South Central Watts in LA. Suddenly I end up here. That was a long time ago. And let me tell you, nobody, and I mean nobody where I lived, was interested in yoga and meditation. But Master picked me up. He said, no, I want you at Ananda. So it has to come from within.
Thank you, Dhyanaji. The next question, Dhyanaji, is, will we ever have an Ananda village in India?
Sure would be nice, wouldn't it? I mean, we've tried, but I think we have to go step by step, because the village, the houses, the school, the rest, expand the retreat or whatever we're going to call it. There's expanding light over here. All of that's nothing if the attitudes aren't right. If you're not there for God, if you're not there for the right reasons. I mean, people here are completely committed, God alone. There has to be that. So I would say first, we're doing what we can with online, with home study, with centers, and with meditation groups. Some people are living together living near a center, and they go to the center. Some people are living in an apartment complex, like in Pune, and they support the center. And then little by little, what I think is attitudes have to change. Energy levels have to change. Desire for God has to be intense. I mean, what people went through here, there was nothing here. They built from nothing, from scratch. You know, as I was telling you, living in a tree house, that's no fun. I lived in a tent. Well, just for one night, actually, because then raccoons came. I had to get out of there fast. But I mean, in the shower house, take a shower once a week. How many people are going to do that? You know, serving till you're falling out. I mean, there's not a lot of people ready and willing to do that. So it's not like you go there and your house is set up and you got your everything ready to go and you got your meditation room set and you're set for life. You got to build it from nothing. I'm telling you, it takes a lot. And Master surely put it in the ether, but we've got to take it out of the ether and manifest it, bring it down to earth. That takes a lot. You can't be divided in your mind. So once people are ready, yes. But I think the example now is Ananda, Europe, and Ananda in America. Come visit here, visit there, see what it's like, see the strength of the community is like incredible. We had a fantastic satsang last night with Jyotishan Deviji's satsang on the same topic, actually, on success and community, how lessons learned through Ananda. But it's no joke, and it's not easy. You know, even what we have in India now hasn't been easy. Getting on a plane every month, going and go teach, set up a center, people coming and going to another guru, you know, it's like, that doesn't work. So I think when we're ready, we will have, it might not be in my lifetime, I'm not sure, but you all are young and you can do it, but there has to be cooperation, harmony, focus, and let me give you my mantra word, a plan. A plan. We have to have a plan. So that's going to take a lot, but it can be done. We have communities throughout America and one in Europe now. So I hope so.
Thank you for the encouragement, Dhanaji. One last question, we're out of time, but if you could touch upon what are the right attitudes for an Ananda member?
Kindness, joy, love for God, selflessness, sharing, caring for others, commitment, loyalty, focus, willingness. Willingness is big. Supportiveness, determination. Take any two of those and work on them for a while. And I think it will really help all of you. God bless you. Joy to you. Thank you, Natindra. Bye-bye.